This is my fifth state of the city, and the common thread has been the city's infinite growth model, creating emphasis on seemingly unstoppable momentum, playing right into what Marx predicted, that our bizarre species of corporate socialism would exploit literally everything until collapse. All this was sparked 30 years ago with the passage of maps, which has been renewed time and again as part of the aforementioned exploitation-based, friendly, fascist, neoliberal, wandering capital infinite growth model. A lot of people told me when I decided to do this that complacency would be our greatest enemy, and I took that to heart. And I thought about it. I found a way to make complacency our greatest benefactor, sparked by many things, including a compliant media, most of them who are owned by exploitive non-Oklahoma entities, and therefore will do what I say. Also by a compliant cancel culture, which lashes out at all sorts of folks who could work together to slow down or even stop the gold-plated corporate buzzword spewing wandering capital exploiters I love so very much. That's why I mentioned green hair earlier, know what I'm saying? Speaking of compliant, so-called local media. Shout out to Channel 5 and Hearst Television, who runs them Flava straight out in New York City. Also, Nexstar Media Group based in Irving, Texas, who operates on Channel 4. Without you fine folks, it would be hard for me and the chamber to do what we do. Also to the many so-called journalists at those stations who know this place really is a stepping stone for you all to go off to bigger and better places, and know that not questioning my ways is one of the biggest ways for you to move on to something bigger and better. Right now, just want to say, what up to Peyton Yeager and all the others who knew their place while they were here and are now flourishing elsewhere. We are now entrenched, and as America's 20th largest city, land-wise, we are the 10th largest in America, 6th when you don't count Alaska, making it very, very hard for the many disposable humans in our municipality to get around affordably, keeping them in a constant state of crisis that leads them to a state of eternal crisis, which makes meaningless lives quite conducive state of permanent servitude towards myself and the folks that matter in the city residing in Midtown and other important parts of our vibrant big league city. So check this out, you people in the room that matter. Our official population is 694,800, but that number was actually as of last summer. At our recent rate of wandering capital post-blight by design growth, there is no doubt that we have passed 700,000 this year, and that's a real milestone in our endlessly exploited city's history. That means Oklahoma City has nearly doubled in population in my lifetime, my lifetime is what matters most in all our history. As is the case with all struggling municipalities when they were in the early stages where we are now, whose patterns we are exactly and precisely replicating. Our economy is still strong, our unemployment is still low, our city's sales tax receipts are still healthy, our bond rating is still the highest level, and I am having a lot of fun Instagram posting pictures of myself eating at those single-syllable, elegant, truffle-scented restaurants about town that will one day, in the not-so-distant future, all be shut down as we enter a stage of catastrophic depression. But for now, yeehaw. Fun, fun, fun. Oh boy, do I love how this is all playing out. Like some wacky Kirk Cameron movie, don't you guys? In fact, in our city's most recent pseudo-scientific citizen survey, and I worship the cult of pseudoscience, by the way, we found that just under 70% of our residents think we are heading in the right direction, and only 12% think we are not. And if you have Regis Ortega Gassett's revolt of the masses, you'll understand why they feel that way.